We're here, the time is now. UFC 270. It's on tonight. No more games, no more running around, no more political bureaucracy, nonsense, politics, whatever. Who's the champ? Who's the heavyweight champ? Who's the man? Who's the baddest in the planet? We figure that out tonight. Welcome back to the channel. This is Peak Mastery, the Fight Game Epicenter. I'm your host, Elvis. Thank you for stopping by again. You're welcome. Listen, tonight's UFC 270. It's all wrapped up, all the fun and games, and we're on to a spectacular night. It was fun. It was interesting. There was submissions, knockouts, TKOs, the works, decisions, some snoozers, some excitement, some fireworks. Anyways, all right, for our first bout, we're going to be going into the welterweight. It's going to be Ciryl Gane versus Michael Morales. And this is an up-and-comer, undefeated at the moment, Mr. Morales. And we got Gales over here, who's a young man, still making his way, still has great opportunities, still plenty of time, to go ahead and make a name for himself. But anyways, let's start. It's a first round back and forth. We got Gales actually getting the upper hand here. He has that UFC background, so he has that experience. He's very familiar with the ins and outs of the game. And then we have Morales coming in to prove himself. Really incredible, impressive stand-up. Countering was pretty good. A wild man at times, but when he hits, it hurts. And there was a point where Gales brings down Morales, holds him down, and he's pummeling on him, and he's hurting him a little bit. Eventually, the boys get back up. Morales gets him, stays on him, doesn't let him breathe for a moment. The night is over so fast in the first round. Morales. Okay, and on for the next fight, and this was incredible. If you blink, you missed it, and that's a fact. It's Said Nurmagomedov, a cousin to Khabib, or one or the other, and Cody Stanman, bantamweight. This guy's so much fun, stocky, well-rounded. Truly a must-watch. They started off good little back and forth. You seen Said showcase his stand-up skills. It's fun. It's impressive. He's doing some backspins, some kicks. Switching it up. There's a moment where Cody has him up against the fence, and what happens? This transition just occurs where they start wrestling. So he rolls him up, gets him in seemed like a hand triangle, and then the man taps. It was incredible. What a fight. What fight? It's going to be the welterweights again. It's going to be Michel Pereira, and it's going to be Andre Fialho. The Brazilian being the Michel, the Portuguese being Fialho. Great fighters. They're awesome. Fialho's coming in trying to make a name for himself. And honestly, you already know what's up with Michel. He's crazy. He's insane. This guy is like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Without the effects. He's just that awesome. Just a Brazilian Jackie Chan. We'll leave it at that. He's incredible. Anyways, fun fight. It went to decision, 3 rounds. It was really impressive. That first round, Fialho kind of showed the superior boxing that he has, the counter and the power, the stinging shots. Well-built fella. These boys are around that 6 range mark, so these guys are heavy hitters and they're big. Went to that second round. Michel doing what he wanted. He was getting very animated, as he always does, when he unwinds and he finds his rhythm. He unloaded. He did what he did. And, of course, Fialho, he had his chances. But in that third round, same thing. It just got crazier and crazier. But really, Fialho was on the receiving end of all the punishment and all the madness that Michel was dishing out. So, unanimous decision goes to Mr. Pereira. He's incredible. I loved it. It's a trilogy. Brandon Moreno and Deiveson Figueiredo for UFC Flyweight title. And you already know the history with the first, close. But of course, Deiveson came out on top that second. Brandon just bounced on him, got a hold of him, choked him out, and there it goes. But on this one, this was a 5-round war. The decision ended up going to Deiveson. He did just a little bit more than Brandon did. But I love Brandon's confidence. And I'm really excited for that 4th fight because it's going to happen. But the tail of the tape was Brandon trying to do what he wanted to do. Deiveson was not having it. You even heard in like the later rounds his corner screaming out, stay put, stay in control, stay stoic, you got this in the back. He's, every round was very close, but you could have gave it to Deiveson for the most part on the most of those rounds, just because he wasn't having his back and forth. But every time Brandon was catching him, it just stung too much. So Deiveson already knew what type of trouble he would have been in if he would have played that game. It definitely wouldn't have won 5 rounds, that's a fact. But it was fun. It was exciting. It was a good steady pace of mixed martial arts fighting. It was awesome. But again, Deiveson comes out on top this time. Let's go for that 4th fight. All right, for the main event, it's the big boys. It's what we've been waiting for. All the BS, we've arrived. Okay, enough. Let's go Francis Ngannou, Ciryl Gane. 2 French-speaking guys. It's pretty cool, actually. Never would have thought I'd seen it. But anyways, these guys coming in 6'4". They're pushing a limit, 2 upper 250s, big boys, heavy hitters. One being slick and one being the slugger, who once he catches you, you're going down. That's a fact. But anyways, the fight begins, and let me just cut the BS. It goes to the decision. First 2 rounds, it could have went either way, but I feel like Ciryl got that third, because Ciryl was, picking his time, picking his shots, and staying, that long game. And he knew how to get in and out so that he doesn't get touched by any of Francis's hard shots. But then that third, that fourth, that fifth, you actually got to see Francis the wrestler. It was fun. It looked really good. It was flowing. There was a transition in the middle of the fight where the boys were rolling around. It was cool to see that, because honestly, how the heavyweights always go down is, for the most part, 4-ounce gloves. Somebody's going home headless. But this is how it went down. Francis ends up getting it at the end. 270 in the history books. We actually do have the performance of the night. It's going to be Said Nurmagomedov and Vanessa Demopoulos. And for the fight of the night, it went to, of course, Brandon Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno and Deiveson Figueiredo. Where do we go from here for the heavyweights? I really have no idea. There's rumors of John Jones and Stipe. I feel like Stipe and Francis should have that 3rd fight. It's only right. They have to have that 4th fight. There's just more questions than answers. Even though we saw 3 times these guys going back at it. And there was a couple of up-and-comers. Said, Nurmagomedov, Morales coming in and doing what he did. And then we had, again, Mike coming in to really set the tone for the rest of the night for performances, So there we go. That wraps up 270. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. This is Peak Mastery. This is the Fight Game Epicenter. I am your host, Elvis. I'll see you soon.